I mean, you know, I drink. I've spoken about it on the podcast, but I can't think of anything worse than, because this is a funny thing, because obviously I've spoken about my troubles with alcohol, but it wasn't that long ago, and I was walking through town, and there was Wetherspoons in town, and it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and there's people sitting there with a pint, and I can't get my head around that. I can't do it. I can't.
It's like the airport.
Oh, the airport baffles me.
I know. 6 o'clock flight before it. They're there having a pint.
Went with a mate. We went on holiday with a mate of mine. This is going back, 10 years. We were going off to Portugal, and it was a 6 a.m. flight. We got to the airport 4 o'clock in the morning, and he went, right, come into the bar. I was like, no, I'm getting a coffee. He was like, yeah, but you're on holiday. I'm like, but on holiday, it's still 4 o'clock in the morning. I've still only just got up.
That's what I
do that.
I do find it funny.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, every other day of the week, at 4 o'clock, you're asleep. Or if you got up, you're going to have a coffee.
You're having a
It can't be right for your body, can it? For the first thing that you put in it in the morning is alcohol.
And I fall asleep if I'm. And there's no way I'm gonna. And then when I'm gonna wake up and I'm like, oh, I just can't.
But if that's what we talk about, Christmas and turkey,
yeah.
baubles, holiday to me is not about going to the airport.
First thing I want to do is have a drink.
A lager at 4 o'clock in the morning.
There's some people going. Jane is the name of the lad who I went on holiday with. He won't be listening to the podcast because we fell out many years ago. And over things like this. But
Jamie.
But we went to Portugal, and we got there, and it was the first day, so we arrived at the apartment, about 12:30, and straight away he's like, right, I'm on the local pub, you know, Google, find out what we've got. Man United Arsenal at 1 o'clock, we've got Liverpool Chelsea at 4 o'clock. Right, so we'll get down there, and I'm like, and this was every single day. He was like, right, what football we got on, what sport we got on, and I'm like, mate, we've come on holiday. You know, the last thing I want to do is
custard.
Yeah.
Sit in and it's always in an English pub as well, isn't it? It's always like the Red Lion.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to Spain.
Queen Vic.
Yeah, and drink in the Red Lion. What's the point? I might as well sit at home and turn the eating off.
However, I have the need to go to Dublin or Ireland in general and have a proper Guinness, because I've never been, but everybody says Guinness doesn't travel well.
I've heard this.
And when you go to some of these pubs in the outskirts, I don't know if they do in Dublin, because I haven't been, but you go into these pubs and they have shelves.
Dublin's nice.
With the Guinness half poured, and it's on the shelf. And it's got to settle.
Yeah.
And then they just top it up.
And then they top it. It's not left for ages, so I'm told. But literally, they describe it, it's like soup.
Yeah.
Not water.
Oh, really thick.
But it's supposed, because it's a meal, isn't it? It's oil.
Well, I guess it's got everything in it, hasn't it?
So I've got to get to Ireland to have a Guinness.
I've never been to Dublin or Ireland. I've been to Northern Ireland. I've been to Belfast.
Well, you must be able to get a Guinness there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't drink Guinness, but yeah. But Belfast's a crazy place. It's a very, very...
A friend of mine just
there.
come back this week from Belfast.
That's where the Titanic thing is, isn't it?
It's where the Titanic thing is, but we went there because my ex-wife was born in Belfast. And so she was born in 88. So
1888.
Well, she'd be 8, yeah.
88. That's the year we got married.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So she was born in 1988 on the Shankill Road at the height of the Troubles.
Oh, my word.
Oh, gosh.
And her gran was very staunch Protestant.
Oh, we spoke about this last week.
Yeah, and we had to go over there, and we went over for the Orange Day parades in July, and so we went in 2007, 2008. So okay, it's all finished, but we got there. We stayed at the Europa Hotel, which at one point in time was the most bombed hotel in Europe, because that was where, you know, a lot of the attacks on politicians would happen when they were staying there. And you walk out the hotel room and you've got the armoured Land Rovers driving down the road, and they're all in the back with the doors open with guns and stuff like that. And you walk down the road, and of course, because it's the Orange Day time, they've got all the bonfires and they're burning the Pope on top of the bonfires, and you're walking around along the side of the walls. There's all like guys in pictures of guys in balaclavas holding AK-47s, and it's like, I got there and I was like, oh, this is a crazy place. But you know,
that was normal for them, though, wasn't
totally
it?
normal. And you know what? Lovely people.
Yeah.
So nice. Some of the nicest people that I've ever met. And it was so, I mean, it's part of their history, you know, and it is one of those things. But
No stopping you.
what is he doing now?
He's having one cake. We've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I've just started.
Andy, how many have you had?
This is number 3.
Is it? Good.
4. I don't know.
Might be 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. I've had one.
Okay.
Ash has had one sitting on his plate for an hour and 10 minutes.
I did notice that. It was this tiny little.
I felt it was
ready.
rude. I felt it was rude to eat it while we were talking.
I was punching my way through everything whilst we were talking. I don't care.
I never knew that.
Just devoured a Portuguese tart.
Yeah.
Which was
And he did
Top
say
notch.
she was, I mean, it was lovely.
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going.
Yeah. And now he's on a Panarezo.
Panarezo.
Jane's had a Portuguese tart as well.
yeah. It was very nice.
I wonder if Jane's going to have another one.
No, I'm not. I'm going to.
Jane's
I'm going to
gonna
refrain. I'm going to be good.
That's actually really hard.
Yeah, it is. Because they're calling my name.
Yeah.
I could quite easily
And
mention,
not
but
even
no,
had
I'm
a
going to be
cookie.
good.
You brought some cookies.
Yes, I know I did.
A
Yeah, I
what
did.
chocolate cookie or a chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah.
You've done very well there, mate. You're going to have to take them back.
No. I
Spread them around
I'm
to your loved ones.
No, I brought some. I'm going to take some back for my minute.
And he set a new standard for Saturday mornings now, Ash, as well. You do realise this. He's raised the bar on.
I did say to Ash that we do talk frequently, and I do construct. I don't do negative feedback. It's always constructive. Please take it as constructive.
Okay.
Cake included. That's for another podcast when you want to share anything about it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But yeah, so that could be awesome sweets, some nibble. Fruit's boring.
Yeah, but no, I mean, not necessarily to eat it, just visually.
Oh, visually they love.
Visually.
That this morning.
Yeah.
You should have took a photo.
We should have done, actually, yeah. Missed
Visually,
an
that would have
opportunity.
been.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
But you could probably,
Maybe some hams, cheeses.
but with your creative abilities, you could probably recreate that.
I probably could.
Yeah.
Probably could.
It'd be a cartoon pastry.
No, I can do. Have you seen?
Yeah, but you're all cartoons, aren't you? You're caricatures.
It's very clever how you do that.
Yeah. Which comes
It's
on.
really good.
Which comes on to what you missed, Andy, when you're out getting a rebreed.
Yes.
Channel 4 had this programme on Sunday called Sunday Brunch with Simon Rimmer and Tim Lovejoy.
Yeah.
And if you're a guest on there, you get a mug.
Okay.
And if you appear on 10 shows, I think you get a silver mug.
Okay.
And then 20 shows, you get a gold mug.
Right.
So what I suggested to Ash, again on the realms of development and constructive improvement, is when you get guests appear on this wonderful podcast, you present them with a mug
Yep.
of Tres Amigos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We should. Yeah. We need to do that.
and I just said to Ash, and he said he needed to speak to the creative side of
The creative development
Which is
department.
just
Director.
Which is me.
Director.
Yeah. Well, I've been
Director.
promoted.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the director. For you to have a think about that.
Yeah.
So, as you've had Alex,
Yeah.
and now you've had Jane,
Yeah.
is to present the guests with a mug.
With a mug.
So that when they're out with their friends, or their friends come round the house, and Jane says we'd like a tea or coffee,
Yeah.
she
I'll
makes
make sure that they give it, yeah.
What you just said out. I mean, we could touch on this because we've got this concept of possibly doing a walk and recording.
Yeah.
What about a walking water bottle?
whatever.
You know, because then it is out and about, isn't it? Rather than just in somebody's house. Then you've
But yeah,
got it
the
with you.
whole concept of what you're doing is the intimacy and the openness of the discussion. Where you tend to be a lot more intimate in your own safe environment.
That's true. That's true.
So all I thought was you could do the water bowl as well for when you do those events.
Yeah.
But when people come here, which is the epicenter of your podcast,
Yeah.
when they leave,
Got a little memento.
I know we were
Okay, well, intimacy wasn't the word I was thinking about when they were talking about our podcast.
Is that the aim?
But I'm willing to go with it for a minute.
Well, I'm already going to have to put this down as an explicit edition, thanks to Stu and his dog.
Yeah. Dogs and children be...
Yeah.
This episode is 18 people.
Yeah. In this episode, we touch on the subject. So, did you like it? I'll just show you this one because I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if I posted this yet.
You did.
It's on your post that one, didn't I?
Oh, I didn't know just Halloween.
And you know what it's not?
No.
Then
She got a mask on.
yeah, I don't really know what it is. Have you seen that one?
I didn't know Halloween, did you? How can you see that?
Posted it. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Ash, have you? Yeah.
No, I didn't notice that.
No. Have you superimposed that after posting?
I have, yeah.
You.
Yeah, there was no one really there.
How have you managed to do that? That's very
Where's
clever.
the nun? I thought there was a nun as well.
There was a nun one. But I preferred that one. There's the nun.
No, I prefer the other one.
I think the other one looks better than the nun.
The first one.
Yeah, I think it looked a little bit more.
So, Jane, you became aware of the podcast when Stuart
Yeah.
made you aware of it. How did you feel? What was your thoughts? What are you looking for? Not a microwave.
What?
Yes.
You just mind bring that 20 seconds, please? Sorry,
Not a second less
he's
or a
just,
second
he's
more.
just microwaving my pan of chocolate. 20 seconds. It's a bit like the 20-second hook.
Yes, it was. That's
John
right.
did do a 20
yes,
second rule,
yes,
too.
he did. Yeah,
Long time.
I know you felt. Yeah, but you're uncomfortable about that. I could have done it.
I'm very selective who I give my hugs out to.
Yeah,
And
So I feel privileged because I've got a hook.
you
yeah,
had a hug.
yeah.
And Jane often gets up. But
Yeah.
the other week when we met on Friday, I was a little bit recovering from a virus. So I never gave any hugs out.
Oh,
Because I didn't think it was fair for me feeling close
no.
proximity to somebody
Yeah.
after just having a virus.
Yeah.
But we had this debate about how long should you hug somebody before it feels uncomfortable.
I just don't hug tall people because it looks weird.
Oh,
You're bringing
really?
the size into it again. Why are you bringing size into it again? You've got to get past it.
Is that why?
But
No, he's just being silly.
Oh,
I can't date someone that's taller than me.
Well, you're going to have a
Well,
problem
that-
then, aren't you?
that-
I've never had. I know. I do. Do you know how difficult it is? I've never been out with anyone in my life that's a bit taller than me.
yeah,
I can't do it. I just.
Well, I was taller than you.
no.
I'm sure. Hey, did you have heels on as a child, then?
Oh, we're sending pictures of that.
So you're 5'4", 5'5"?
4.
5'4", I would say. Me and him are the same height and 5'4", yeah.
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 That's perfect, that is now. That pound of chocolate is perfect. Good. Thank you. Please. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, sorry. Check.
yes. So, what did you ask me? Sorry. What?
You became aware of the podcast.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
To it. What were your thoughts about it? Just
I first of all, I thought, what a fantastic idea, because I obviously talking to Stuart about it and knowing about the Tuesday nights, with them all getting together, that is what was happening here in a way, that you were a group of friends and, maybe it started off as something that you wanted to do together, felt the benefit of doing it with each other, and then just thought maybe there's a wider angle here, and maybe we can take it a little bit further. And I think it's brilliant. So I've listened right from the start, and every time one comes out, I listen. I know that one's coming out anyway because I follow you on Instagram, but Stuart always sends me one out Friday,
Yeah.
one out Monday, one out Tuesday.
Well,
And I know.
I promote it massively wherever I
Yeah.
Stuart's
I
actually
know.
your
So I
voice.
listen. Yeah. So
Does your
yeah,
husband
I don't
listen to it?
No, he doesn't. He's not. He's a bit of a. He's not great with technology. I've told him about it. He knows about it. But no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I think podcasts demand an investment of time.
Yes.
And you can't have it on in the background. It's not like music in the background. So you've got to
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
If you're driving, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Or in the gym, but whatever, you've got to devote some time to it, really. And that's. I think that restricts a lot of people.
Yeah.
They-
and the technology side of it. And I've got a kind of an older customer base in my job, and I've said to quite a few of them, you know, do you ever listen to a podcast?
And they're like,
no, I don't.
no.
I don't know. A couple of my customers have said, send me the link, and I'll get my son or my daughter to, you know, help me
Download the app.
download the app.
So they
and get
don't
it on.
listen to audiobooks.
No.
Which is really interesting, because one thing that deteriorates with age is your eyesight.
Yeah.
And physically staring at a book for long periods of time
It's not good.
is quite draining on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas when the reason we met, obviously I'd met Ash many years, was the fact that I'd shared with him my feedback on the podcast.
yeah.
And the fact that I got so much out of listening to it,
Yeah.
not once, twice, 3, 4 times. And I listened to your very first one
Yeah.
about the Matt's
Proposal. Yeah.
last week.
Oh, you were
So
fucking...
I went, yeah, because as I shared on when you spoke to me, you get different things. It's like watching a film.
Yeah.
You know,
You hear something different each time.
Yeah, you pick some up and you never realised it.
I think you need to get out some.
Well, no, when I listen to your podcast, I am out.
It's... Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm not. When I'm listening, I have it with my headphones on, and there's nothing else going on other than voices.
Okay.
And you're so just tuned in to listening, and what you're actually when you truly listen, you pick up on emotion, feelings, not just the topics that you're talking about. But like I said to Stuart, even though I'd never met you, just by listening to the podcast, I could...
You got a picture, haven't you?
Yes, I had. Yeah. And you can sense when... Oh, you don't mind me saying this,
Feel free.
but when you're struggling a little bit, you can sense that in your voices when you're struggling a little bit or when you're feeling
What
good.
are you saying to me coming over here? Everything, we'll edit out. We'll do, but what you say about Ash?
I said that since you've been away to Spain, you've sounded better. The one before that, I said to you, I was a bit worried that you were struggling. And I could sense that in just listening to... I've never met you. And I just sensed that I could hear that in your voice.
Which is also an indication that actually we're very comfortable with how we're
Yes, that's right.
interacting with each other and the platform that we're using for it. We feel completely comfortable with it.
And there's nothing false. And yes, I edit.
Not a lot though.
Not a lot. The reason that a lot of the editing is to get rid of some of the gaps. You know, when I might struggle to think about what I'm going to say, you've got a gap there and it just kind of doesn't sound right. Sometimes there's bits where we talk over each other, which just, you know, sometimes it's okay, but then sometimes it's a bit over the top where, you know, there's too much.
Yeah.
But in terms of content, I don't really adjust any of it. It is just...
Even the most shocking ones, like, you know, he fancied the vicar. That one never...
That was my first. That was the first one. Yeah, I kept that in, didn't I?
And I'm
can't
just
remember that.
reintroducing it.
Go back and listen to that.
Oh, God, I missed
I
that.
mentioned that I fancied the vicar and my cousin when I was younger.
Yeah, I mentioned the...
When I was
No,
younger.
you said that- Sorry, you said that's something you didn't fancy her. Well, you don't fancy her anymore?
No, that's it. Yeah, when I was younger, because I was a kid and she was a teenager, and and we didn't grow up. And I still express this point: we didn't grow up together. She does still live in Scotland, and you know, it's not.
Okay.
I'm not. I feel.
Let it lie.
Andy, count to 10.
Let it lie. Sorry.
But generally, coming over here, we were talking, weren't we, about the guys and what you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
And I think before you come back to me on that, and I said this to Ash, and we spoke when Ash was away about, you know, the other things you were talking about. What you're getting out of it, I think, and Jane echoed it, is unquantifiable. And by that I mean your creative juices have no ending. Because you think of all these different things. Essentially, that's just
a good focus.
Fantastic. Because your energy goes into something like this rather than what you spoke about earlier, what you struggle with. And it's how you channel that. You know, and we're all on a journey. I'm on a journey at the moment, thinking, do I want to carry on working? And I'm being deadly serious because it's mentally affecting me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the pensions. I'm waiting for the budget next week to see when I make that fundamental decision. And we spoke about it on a Tuesday night and then a Friday night.
Yeah.
And mentally, that's really like
It's a huge decision to make.
it is. But what you're doing with this format and what you're getting out of it and what Ash is getting out of it, I would think should be really, really positive. And if you drive it in the right way and not think too elaborately about it,
Yeah.
it's boundless.
Yeah.
But in just in terms of what we're getting out of it, I mean, I think that for me, I can talk about anything.
Can I just call you back to something? It's just so you can talk about anything. Jane asked you a question about what you gained from going to Spain. And this is from somebody who didn't know you other than 2 hours ago, had never met you.
Okay.
Was Jane close to the mark, or
What about? Yeah. Yes. I think.
what did you get?
If I remember rightly, the episode that we talked about before I went to Spain was the one where you were at it.
Yeah.
And we were talking about. I forget what we were talking about now, but
That's with Alex, wasn't it?
Yeah.
no. Yes, it was with Alex, but you split it up.
I split it
and the
up.
second one was with Stewie.
Yeah.
And we were talking about stuff there, and yeah, maybe you're right that things have been building up and stuff, and I quite like to get away. It does help me. I know now what it helps me with.
Yeah.
And it's not anything dramatic. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we have a place there now, and so when I go there, and I'm on my own, I really enjoy it. I enjoy it because it challenges me. Language challenges me. Being there on my own challenges me. I have friends there, people that I've built up a little bit of a group of people that I engage with. So that's quite nice, and I really enjoy that.
When you mean the language, how good is yours?
It's not good at all.
Say
but
good morning.
But yeah, I can get no. I mean, I'm beyond that.
Oh.
I'm beyond that. I mean, but it's not by any means a conversation. But I'm doing formal classes now and stuff like that because I want to. One of the things I enjoy doing is bantering.
Yeah.
You know that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I can't banter in Spanish, then I'm.
Yeah. That's lovely.
I feel that I'm not getting this. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So I enjoy all of that. I enjoy the fact that I don't have any responsibilities when I'm there. I can switch off from all this that's going on here, and and it's 3 weeks of me just having another routine. It is a routine. It's a separate routine from what I do here, but it's not that too dissimilar. Okay, I'll go for walks and I can go on the beach for a walk and stuff like that. But I shop, I cook, I invite people around to come and eat.
Yeah, because we spoke when he was away, and he uses this wonderful gadget that he uses. And it was interesting what you shared. You said it's not like going away.
No.
I treat this as my
Home from home.
home. I eat it. I don't go out every night because you just can't afford to do that all the time. So he's literally like living in my own house, but just somewhere different.
Different location.
Yeah.
And I think that's really encouraging to have that ability
Exactly.
to-
It's like a little escape.
yeah.
Yeah, it is, and the fact that it's one floor living, I quite like the idea of that, which means that it doesn't take long to cook, clean, and all that kind of stuff. So
That'd be a big problem for him, wouldn't it? And
yeah.
with his problem that he's got.
With his slight OCD.
Yeah.
It's not slop.
Yeah.
I mean, having a hang about me putting my trousers on the back of a chair,
Yeah, it was,
that's got... I'm still struggling with that.
yeah, you really are struggling with that, aren't you?
Yeah, he struggles with a cake.
Yeah,
I'm struggling with my trousers hanging over the back of his chair.
yeah.
I'm over the cake though, aren't I, Andy? I haven't really mentioned it.
You've not brought it up at all.
No.
I wouldn't have known that there was any
No.
issues.
But yeah, but when I come back, I don't say I've been on holiday
No.
because it's not. Didn't feel like Finland. But you're absolutely right. I felt a lot better when I got back, and because I appreciate what it provides for me, I'm desperate to get back again.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were talking about in terms of
Threshold.
and celebration times,
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the boys don't want to be here this Christmas because their mum's not here anymore. So we're going to go to Spain, and so it's a different place. We're actually the same kind of, and we're going to spend a couple of weeks there at Christmas.
Can I just ask you a question about the environment we're sitting in today?
Yeah.
So while Jane was talking, I was obviously scanning the room. Can you talk to me about the elephants hanging from the ceiling and the gold eggs hanging from the ceiling?
Discuss the elephant in the room.
Which would you like me to start with?
Well, let's what the elephants, because obviously I don't know if it's got a religious connotation, or is there some festivities coming on, or is this because I've never noticed it before. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
They've been up all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, they have been up all the time. I've been there for
never looked up.
a few years,
Yeah,
actually.
no.
And it's funny because these things, they're from India. The elephants.
so that's the religious.
There's no religious stuff.
Isn't the
just
elephant-
elephants? It's just all of
But
them.
the elephant got some.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you've got Ganesh and his the guy who had his head chopped off and that was replaced with the elephant's head.
Is that what he was?
Yeah,
Was that Ganesh?
Ganesh? Yeah.
The one with all the arms?
No, that's Shiva, isn't it? The multiple arms.
Isn't that Medusa?
That's Greek.
What about the golden eggs then? What's that? Is that
The golden eggs. Well, many years ago, I put them up as a Christmas decoration, and I couldn't be asked to take them down.
Wow, okay.
Well, for somebody who's got an OCD, that's a real shock in the system.
Yeah. Do you like them?
Well, obviously you clean those eggs. You clean those eggs, shaped spheres, balls, whatever.
Yeah.
They are shiny.
You
Yeah.
shiny those.
Yeah.
Regular.
Ding dong.
Get down. Okay.
Yeah. I've never really ever had to explain feng shui.
Is that feng shui?
Feng shui.
No, that's a different one. Anything?
Desperately looking now.
Anything else that you want to? Do you want to?
I've got a real. Is that a box there?
A boxer?
No, a cricket box.
No, it's a chef's hat.
Oh, chef's.
You box!
What? But the way it's hanging down, when you wear a box,
Oh, my God.
I'd always decided because
you know what I mean?
I do know what you
they would do a.
Well, I'm just looking back at my trousers again, the back of the chair, and he's got a box hanging up his Oh, it's a chef's hat.
Chef's hat.
Chef Gangaran.
Do you ever wear it?
No, because it's not. It's not even cotton. It's polyester. You don't want to wear polyester in the heat.
Oh.
But it was a
Nice gesture.
It's a nice gesture, and they appreciate my cooking, obviously. So
Well, they're blessed, I must say.
yeah, that's
It's a bit spicy for me when you do cook.
Not spicy enough for me.
What did
We
we have
had,
that's
you made the
Spanish,
the
Italian,
puttanesca,
Oh, the puttanesca.
and he said it was too spicy, and I just don't think he's. For me,
yeah.
because we had quesadillas.
Yeah.
You
wanted-
and I
you
wanted
wanted
more. Exactly. I even
regret
requested.
spices.
I requested jalapenos, which you didn't have, so you got me a green pepper.
See if I could fool you.
Didn't quite do the same,
No,
but
no.
you know.
I'm struggling.
No, I've got to have spice.
I took him to the Cushy Grill, which is like an Indian
Yeah, I think you told
mixed
me.
grill place.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I thought that was not as spicy as your rendition.
Okay. Oops. Alex has asked for the recipe, so she's going to bake it.
Okay. What do you do? Do you like? Do you go out for an Indian or?
Sorry, can you just go back? Alex asked for what recipe?
The puttanesca recipe.
What we had.
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry, what did you say? Go
What, do you when you go out for
I
a?
went Indian last time.
Right, what do you have?
So I had a chicken balti with a large bowl of plain raita and a plain naan, and then the wife had tandoori salmon.
The Balti's quite.
Well, yes, but I know the owner.
Oh, so you're getting to
So
Tony now.
he calls me a bit of a wuss.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, he actually calls it baby food.
I'd call it something else, but
Yeah. So it's a really nice restaurant
think it's been polite.
in Castle Donington called Gandhi.
Whatever happened to it?
Well, Gandhi.
He was only ever in one film, and then you never heard from him.
no, that's right.
Oh, Ben Kingsley. Yeah, that's
Sorry,
the
no.
old ones are the best. So I always go there, but I don't tend to order my food with the owner because he tries to stitch me up by putting little tiny green chilies in it. I don't want they're cool, but they're tiny tot and so hot. So I never order with him because he just takes delight in looking at me when I've took my first mouthful. So I always order from Habibi's sub, and Habib always gets it just right. Because otherwise, you might as well write off Saturday morning, Friday night, because I just sit up all night.
Have you always been like that then?
No, not always. But I've got a low constitution. Anyway.
No, yeah. And I, you know, I've experienced his constructive criticism.
Yeah.
When it comes to eating my bakes.
Yes.
So
I'm glad you
I'm
used
not
the
surprised that he's a bit fussy when he gets
cake
to
without custard.
Cream. Anyway, it would have been cream, not custard. It would have been cream.
Custard. And I improve your cake slightly by putting mint flavoured matchsticks in there.
I call it abuse.
Yeah.
I call it abuse of my efforts and my baking.
Did I eat the
You know,
cake?
not only
Did I finish?
not only did he have to criticise it, but he had to put
Mutilate
sticks of matchsticks
You just did it.
into each mouthful. Right?
Chocolate.
I'm sorry, but I don't appreciate it, and I do feel slighted in a big way. Right?
Dear.
But I'm not. I don't want to go on about it.
No,
seriously.